Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in as always. Thanks for all your support, likes, subscribes, shares, discussions, comments, suggestions, etc. All very much appreciated. Right, today, as part of my little mini sub series of sort of 10-15 minute product reviews, just getting up close and personal with one product, not necessarily part of my regular maintenance wash or something that I haven't been able to fit into my regular process because I've got other products I prefer or there are other products that are better. Anyway, so I picked this up recently. Autoglym instant tyre dressing, wasn't necessarily in the market for it, but it come up, I think, in my Amazon suggestions. It was incredibly cheap, and I have been known previously, if I'm in a right rush and I'm doing a quick and dirty out the door, want the car spruced up and looking nice, in the past I have used Auto Smart Finish, just a couple of squirts on the mud flaps of the Forester and a couple of squirts on the tyres, and that's enough just so that you look presentable if you're at a car show or somewhere you want the car looking spick and span and a little bit of shine on the tyres. Anyway, so this sort of fitted in with me. I sometimes, if I've been shooting, I want to just get finished up and might not spend ages with applicators getting the last final details to perfection, and I just want to put my best foot forward. Anyway, so what does the product say? High performance products inspired by your passion for perfection. That's the Autoglym way, always has been. Dull tyre walls spoil the look of your perfect wheels. Instant tyre dressing contains polymer silicone protectants to transform your tyre walls from old to new. It can leave you with a gloss or satin finish, whichever you prefer. So shake well, apply generously to the sidewall of a clean tyre. Do not apply to tyre tread. Instant tyre dressing can be applied to wet or dry rubber, which is good because I've just been running the car just to defrost it. I cleaned the car yesterday using Garage Therapy products. I kind of sense that the Garage Therapy wheel cleaner stripped any existing coating off, so we're in a good position to test this product. It's a mixture of wet and dry, so we got tyres 3 months old, in good condition. What else does it say? Allowed to dry for a light gloss or remove the excess with a clean microfiber cloth for a satin finish. So that means we can do a 50-50. So we'll dry it as well to see if that provides what they say. Give the product a good shake, and we're just going to cover the wheel. No airs and graces. I've got cloths ready so we can wipe down the wheels. So I'm going to get it all into the bead. Not overly precious with Fabia. Not worried about it getting on tyre tread pattern because, you know, I'm not going to be blazing around the place like a madman. Right, let's just get this off the excess off the tyre wheel. For starters, they're not in great condition. Again, I'm not enormously precious about them. They'll be getting a refurb soon. That was the product. So while this is having a little dwell, hopefully just soaking in, we'll have a tidy up. Obviously, if you were finishing up, the last thing you want to be doing is having to clean your wheels again. But as I say, I'm not bothered in the slightest for this product test. Just getting it all over in one go. We'll do another one after this and we'll just apply it using the cloth so that we don't end up with quite so much mess. Anyway, that's that. Grab my seat. which is also frozen. Now I think we'll dry this half sort of carefully and accurately. It's got a nice smell to it. It has got a nice smell to it. Yeah, it's got a nice smell. Didn't use huge amounts. One of the benefits of a spray is that it gets you out of that age-old problem. You can get it on the bottom without having to drag your applicator on the floor, which is nice. So I'll try and get this so we've got half worked in, half not. And we'll give that 5 minutes and we'll see how that looks. So while that's curing, let's see if we can get another one done, but we'll use the more traditional method of applying with a cloth. Obviously, once I've defrosted the tyre, but it says it can go on, it can go on to wet tyres, so we'll just prime the pad. The product's been in the Forester, so hopefully warmer than the surface of the tyres. You can see that's not going to be quite as fun as I was hoping. I did have the cars running. Ooh. But Fabia is too noisy to have running while we're doing this. Anyway, you know me, I like to capture real world scenarios, and we are in England, and I don't stop for the weather. If I've made plans to clean the car, I'm cleaning the car. The only thing that stops me is if the hoses are frozen. I'll be getting those out next. So yes, this is taking a little bit more work, but I wanted to get out and get creating, having a bit of a blast this weekend. So applying with a cloth is fine. Excuse me. And this is one of my not for paint cloths, obviously. This is the sort of cloth that is primarily used for engine bay, plastics, wiping down door cards, etc, etc. Right, let's get full. Reason I'm working the product everywhere and going over and over and over again is because there's still areas where there's ice. So I'm just making sure it has even coverage. Right. Well, it has done exactly what it said. Where I've rubbed it in is a matte finish, but you could argue it sort of looks like I rubbed it off. And where it's sprayed on, it is a gloss finish. Rather pleasing gloss finish, actually. I don't think durability's incredible. I can make a short of that in the week to provide an update. on that aspect of things. So looks okay, looks okay. Clean, not a great difference from before. Where I've worked it all in, that is sat quite nicely. Quite pleased with that, really. So again, giving that a little bit more time to dwell. Let's just repeat the same process where we work in a little bit of additional product on the on the side where I didn't leave it to dwell. So we'll just see what happens with the additional coat. I mean, I'm not using a lot of product. Like I say, where this sort of fits for me is if you're in a rush, you don't want to muck about. There, all looks nice and even again. So that kind of says, if you leave it to dwell, if you just leave it to dwell and don't wipe it off, you get a nice shiny finish. If you rub it all off, sort of fairly vigorously, like I did, you've got a great chance of just rubbing all the product off. If you apply it again with a towel, as I did the front one, which we'll go and look at in a minute, you do get a nice, even gloss. So that's quite a nice finish. I'm not averse to that look at all. Nice and quick, nice and cheap. Not going to break the bank. It's not going to replace Garage Therapy tyre serum, but I will use it when I'm in a rush. Quite pleasing appearance. Any white bits on there is just still ice. I am sorry to report. So yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Never gonna replace high-end products, but as I say, if you're in a rush and you just want to go and leave it, you can't go far wrong. And seeing as it says you can go on wet or dry, I was expecting these sides to be wet. Be a little bit more cautious this time regarding splashing it all over the alloys. But let's see. So that's real world what I got it for. Just to be able to quickly splash and dash. Splash and dash. Let it dwell. Get it done. Get indoors quicker. You can see where I sprayed a bit more on there. Definitely plenty shiny. Definitely plenty shiny. I'm going to put some on there. We don't need any more comparison. As always, you know, I moan a lot about sprayers. Can't go wrong with Autoglym sprayers. They always perform nicely, feel well in the hand. They're not enormously ergonomic, but they are dependable and they don't leak, which is good. Right, I'm going to pause that, let that soak in. We'll have a look at the final results and we'll wrap that one up. The climate's just not quite right for this. I think it was -5. The car was saying -5 when I started it. Admittedly, that was a couple of hours ago, but anyway. So I've spent another 10-15 minutes just prepping Forester for another little mini review, and I've been round QDing the Fabia, so the paint's nice because it had a fair clean yesterday, and I've also done a second application of Sigma, Garage Therapy Sigma, so throughout the week I can do hydrophobicity and durability shorts on that. Anyway, so driver's rear dried up quite well. It's not in direct sunlight and it wasn't frozen when I started, so this one's doing all right. It's looking nice. And the one that I manually applied is looking lovely, and this one it was a mixture of sort of 40% damp, 60% dry, and the product's gone on nice. It looks nice. I'll do a short to explain whether or not it flings. And the one that I coated to death, well, actually I applied this one by hand and then got bored and sprayed on top, as you can see, but the product's just sitting there. But you know, overall fairly pleased for a quick and dirty black round, and this is the one that's had the best application and result. It was sort of been in the sun for longer, so it's had time to dry and warm up, etc, etc. Not necessarily a fair test on the other ones. Anyway, already starting to get all my kit all scattered around here, there and everywhere, getting ready for a day of cleaning again. Anyway, Fab's still looking nice from yesterday's garage therapy experience. And Foz bonnet ready to rock and roll, so there'll be a 10-15 minute review coming of that shortly, but that one is depending upon, because I want to do pressure wash test, I'm waiting for that to defrost. Anyway, as always, I blatantly lied about the 10-15 minute, didn't I? Always going to be a bit longer than that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one, and thank you for tuning in as always, and I'll see you again very, very soon. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye. So I've been pottering around doing stuff, getting my kit ready for next video, etc, etc. And now the weather is somewhat warmer. I noticed that the product has dried up nicely. Sure, that will continue to cure throughout the day. I've already been in, edited this and exported a video, but I thought for fairness I would just make a little additional clip just to show what it finished up like. It's about an hour and a half since I applied it, and it's looking all right, you know. Super shiny, sort of stuff that's not enormously popular these days, but for little to no work and just a simple squirt on, it's all right. Anyway, that was just a little update.